welcome back to part 3 of this engine rebuild. Today we're going to be removing these bearings and seals inside of our cases. Before we do that, I want to make sure that we go through here and use the camera as an opportunity to recognize where and exactly how these bearings go into place, right? It's important to note those things whenever you're doing a job like this, so that way you can remember exactly how the bearings go into their places. And yeah, that's something to just take note of with both cases prior to removing the old bearings and seals and everything out of there. So I would recommend taking pictures with your phone or videos with your phone, whatever you need to do. I'm going to do that right now, and then we're going to start taking these bearings and seals out. We're going to take out seals first, or at least that's going to be the goal. So we're going to start with right here. We actually have a little collar here that we're going to pop out, remove that, and set that to the side. We're going to take our seal puller tool, and we're going to use our seal tool to pop this seal out. And we're actually going to flip this case over and remove this seal right here. Woo! We've got another little seal right here. We've got a seal in here. Every seal has been removed, so now we can start punching these bearings out, as well as using our bearing puller tool. I'll show you that whenever we get to those types of bearings, but let's just start popping these guys out. To remove our main crank bearing, I'm going to heat this area up, and then I'm going to take a socket, place it in here, and use my dead blow hammer to smack it straight out. Now, if you notice, I have blocks of wood to keep the case elevated, so that way this will allow us to pop this bearing out. And just like that, one bearing's out, a handful more to go. Okay, to remove this bearing here, we need to remove these screws here and these little plates that are just kind of holding this bearing in place here. So basically what we're gonna do is, this is a JIS screwdriver. Basically it's like, I believe it stands for Japanese Industrial Standard screwdrivers. So basically these engines, these like Kawasaki's, you know, Suzuki's, the Japanese brand engines, they're gonna use JIS screws, right? So that requires a JIS screwdriver, and these screwdrivers have a nice little hammering spot here. So what I'm going to do, this is a number 2 JIS, so we're going to set this in here into our screw, and because these screws have some red Loctite on there, we're going to punch this down just a little bit. We don't need to be extreme about it, but we don't really want to strip these screws, right? Now I'm taking this nice and slow. I didn't apply any heat to it. I probably could have applied heat to the screw as well as that little plate there, but we're gonna just remove that like so. And like I said, we're taking these screws out really nice and slow, and just be mindful when you give these screwdrivers a little smack here with your hammer, you don't need to be hammering the ever-living crap out of it. You just need to give it a couple good little love taps to make sure that the screwdriver is set in your screw. I hope that makes sense, but I'm using my dead blow hammer with some soft taps. That's all I did. Alright, so we got our screws out for that bearing. We're going to flip this case over, and we're just going to repeat the process that we just did with our main crank bearing. So we're going to get a socket that fits right in there, and we're going to smack this out. Now, to remove a bearing like the one you see directly in the middle here of the case, basically this does not have an opening on the side for us to use a socket and a hammer to pull out this bearing. So there's a toolkit like this one right here on motosport.com. The link is in my description. That will take you to where you can find this tool. But basically you take these little collets here, and these things have a lip on them right here on the edge, if you can barely see it there. And so basically they fit inside of your bearings like so. And what you'll do is you'll take 2 wrenches to tighten them down into place, and this middle piece right here will tighten down, and it expands right here in the middle, as you guys can kind of see that split there. it'll expand these little guys into like arms, and it's gonna grab the underside of your bearing, and essentially you'll attach this giant tool here. You'll screw into the top of this guy here, and then you'll just use force like this to remove the bearing directly out of its place. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna show you exactly how that works. Hold down your case, and just like that, one little lift and smack pulls that bearing right out. I want to note that there's a bearing right here, and it's very thin, as you can see, which means that the diameter in here is extremely wide. And unfortunately, with our toolkit back here, it doesn't have a specifically large, it has a large bearing remover here, but it's not near as wide as what this thing is. This thing is extremely wide. And then we've got one more bearing right here located on this side of the case, and I needed a little bit longer of a puller to completely reach the entire backside here to pull this out. So this will require another specialty puller, but we're going to use those pieces and tools from that kit back there for the other case. So we're going to move over to that case now. Starting with our main crank bearing. That took a lot more heating up than I expected, so just be aware, it's going to take a lot of heat sometimes and a lot of smacking, but we got it out. Unfortunately, my camera died right as I was trying to record this part, but these screws and little plates that go right here over top of this bearing, I was just saying that I heated the crap out of these things because they were not coming out, unlike the opposite side, the other case. So this time, if you're in a situation like this, heat these things up for a good while and make sure you use that JIS screwdriver to remove these screws, or you will strip and ruin these screws. I flipped this case over to remove this bearing here. I took my socket, I set it directly on top of my bearing, and it just fell directly out. So that was an easy one. This bearing right here is an extremely skinny and scrawny little opening here. So our smallest collet here will not fit in here. Another probably specialty order collet for this specific bearing. Alright guys, and that's how you remove the bearings and the seals from your cases. Now obviously I've got a couple, literally just 2 of those specialty bearings that I will be removing here when I get the specialty tools in, but in the meantime just wanted to show you guys exactly how to remove these bearings and the seals, and really just show you that it's a pretty simple process. The biggest thing that I can stress is heat is probably going to be your best friend in this process. Do not be afraid to grab your torch, be safe with it, and heat up the areas around your bearings and just go from there. It really is a pretty easy method, especially when you have the right tools, just like that bearing removal kit that I showed you that I got off Motosport. Again, all the stuff for this build is going to be found on that website. That's where I'm getting all my parts, all my tools, and everything else. So you can check out the link in the description below. That'll take you to Motosport. Takes you to the page of all the stuff that I'm using for this bike build, but you can just search the whole website for all the stuff that you might need for your bike, aftermarket or OEM. So check it out. Thank you guys for joining on this video. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next part where we will have this stuff all cleaned up and we should be installing bearings and seals. So going reverse, we're going the opposite direction. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.